Peace, peace, light, love, and the utmost agape to you all. I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome back to Soul Lift TV. My name is Amun Lamar, and I want to say please give thanks for this beautiful sunlight. I don't know where you guys are right now, but I'm out here in the ATL. We do have a little bit of sunlight shining through the clouds. Ooh, do the sunlight dance. Ooh, do the sunlight dance. Ooh, and if you see anybody doing this right here, call it the sunlight dance. Although it does look like I'm boxing. Alright. enough with all that. Again, thank you guys for spending some time with me. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's been on my mind for quite some time, which is the gap or separation between the youth and the elders. I want to possibly bring some light or kind of bridge the gap and possibly help some people understand why there is such a separation between the elders and the youth, or the older generation and the current generation. I was talking to one of my mans the other day, and we were just talking about certain characteristics that old folks have. And although we were accepting that it is the way it is, we kind of started to go into depth as to just breaking it down in a little bit more context. For instance, old folks think young folks, rephrase, the elders think that the young folks are rude, disrespectful, or this or that because of how they respond to situations that come their way. Flip side, the young folks think that the elders don't listen, they only want things their way, they don't care, and so forth and so on. But there are reasons why, and when you become connected to the reasons, then the entities or the way things are don't have such an emotional stimulation on you. You will become a little bit more able to cope or to deal with it because you understand. So to the young folks, or to the younger generation, the old folks, look, I'm having an issue going back and forth between old folks and elders. I don't have an issue saying elders, so we're gonna work on saying elders. Help me channel elders, because I don't want to separate any of the elders that may be watching. I love you to my elders and all my old folks out there. To the youth, to the younger generation, the reason why the elders are pressed to have things their way, it's kind of a good thing and it's kind of a bad thing, but it has its balance. The reason why the older folks or the elders want things done their way primarily is because they have somewhat of a visceral notion of, or visceral feeling even, of where they feel things are going to go, determined off of what they see you doing or how they see you either developing, the lack of your development, your choices, your eagerness to respond, or your emotional stability or even lack of it. You may be someone who's eagerly angered or what have you. And what that does is it creates an imbalance in you as a young one, because many times the elders aren't responding to the situations of the now in the now, because they're responding to the situations in the now that seem to be the same situations that they were dealing with in the past. The reason why is because we're still dealing with the same situations that our elders were dealing with in the past. To the elders, although we are dealing with situations that you are dealing with in the past, with economics, with racial hierarchy, with, you know, life and liberty, socialism, you know, how people, you know, connect with each other, um, and so forth and so on. You know, the same issues that you were dealing with. The young folks, we're still dealing with those things. And the reason why you're, not all of it, but some of the reason why your antidote to certain problems that we are facing isn't being connected in such a way, it's not because we're not listening, or it's not because they're not listening. I listen. It's not because as a group of young folks, it's not because it's not that we're not listening. It's almost as if sometimes the antidote that you're given is given from the outside, whereas we are on the inside. And many times you may hear as you're not listening, or you're not allowing me to completely explain. It's because what we're going through is drastic. It's very, very drastic. As young folks, we are being sheltered away from dreaming. We're being protected, you know, more in elevations of finances, or success through business, or success through school, even if we fit a certain mode. But for many of us, we understand that we are not, and this is not a black and white kind of thing. This is not a race kind of thing. This is as a young one in a society or in a world where I understand freedom of mind, freedom of my mind. And there are so many of us young people that understand we have a freedom of our mind that we are now consciously unwilling to give away, which realistically in the past as elders has been something that was given away, whether it was willingly or unwillingly. So with that unwillingness to compromise and give away our minds to a certain degree, you know, or give away our freedom by our minds. You know, we want to remain creative, and we want to remain expressive in the things that we want to change. And we have to seek you as elders to resolve those things. So I want to apologize for those young folks who are responding to your criticism and your help with anger or with frustration. I want to apologize because, you know, I understand what it means, you know, to have you in our lives, or to still have you present, so that we can connect to some of the elements or the tutelage that you have to give. And then I also want to apologize for the young folks, because I know what it's like to not be heard in some moments, to have dreams and aspirations and just need a little bit of help. And you reach out to the elders that don't see the light the same way you see the light. And that's only because they haven't experienced the light in the same way you've experienced the light. And in some cases, the way that they've experienced the light, it's been through very, very small vessels. So they've been able to attach to the light, but only in very, very small you know, gateways. So when we come with breaking, shattering, you know, opportunities or ways to make something happen, it's a little bit much. It's different. So I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge the elders. I want to challenge you to stay focused and to actually give that 110% that you would expect the young folks to put forth in doing something to be something. Because what happens as the elders, what tends to happen is you're dealing with someone who needs 100% of your help for them to change, but because, you know, in some cases rightfully understood, you become frustrated, so you stop offering that assistance to that person who you are connected with to help. You stop offering that assistance at, we'll say, 95%. And some, you stop offering it at 99.999%. But once you stop offering that assistance to someone who has been presented to you by this universe for you to assist, you must. And this is me saying, you know, to the elders, I'm praying and I'm asking you, but in somewhat of a demand. You must continue to offer that assistance and continue to guide um, those who have been connected to you to guide. And in some cases, they may not know that it's you, but you have to own the position as an elder. As an elder, you have a responsibility. And as the youth, you know, you have a grand responsibility, because not only do you have to take from what the elders have to give, you have to be the source of implementation. You have to take the path that Marcus Garvey or that Martin Luther King or that, Sojourner Truth or these other prolific people, writers, or Louis Armstrong, these people that walked before us. You have to take what they did and not do what they did over again, but recreate for the opportunity of another future. The future is literally in our hands. And that's figuratively speaking, that is spiritually speaking, that is, metaphysically speaking, that is literally speaking. The future is in our hands. So I challenge you, young folks, to dummy down yourself, humble yourself to a point where you can seek guidance and you can listen, even when you feel like somebody is telling you something that you've already heard or that you already know. Sometimes you just got to shut up. And the old folks, the elders, sometimes you got to shut up too. You heard that? You heard what that dude just said? Hey, man, don't be talking to the elders like that, man. What's wrong with you? Telling them to shut up like that. But for real, sometimes you just gotta shut up and listen. And it may behoove you to take these words. I'm not literally saying shut up, but sometimes you have to understand that in order for you to help something in today's time with an older or outdated or even an aged or even an aged method or system of result, you have to kind of compare it to how it's going to respond in today's time. I'm really, 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 really big on bridging this gap between the elders and the current generation, or the generation of now and the generation that has led before us, that we still are able to connect to. So please, let's connect. I'm challenging the elders to connect to the younger folks. I'm challenging the younger folks to connect to the elders. There's no reason that we should be upset and mad with our grandmas. There's no reason that we should be beefing with our mamas and our daddies. There's no reason why, grandma ain't one of the best friends that you got in your entire life. There's no reason for it. There's no reason to beef with your ancestors. No reason at all. But there's also no reason that the ancestors shouldn't be able to connect to its babies, So yeah. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope everything in your life is going according to plan, and for whatever reason, even a smidget. If anything in your life is not going according to plan, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and everybody in your life a favor. Pray for change. Actively implement what you can do to create that change, and watch what happens. The Lord works. I promise you. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for tuning in to Soul Lift TV. Again, my name is Amun Lamar. Peace, light, and nothing but love.